You okay? You happy with the light? You want to be on camera? He was a show cat. Hello team, I hope you've had an excellent week. Please excuse my friend Moscow here, but we're shooting and he got up and now he's in it. Yep. But we did a podcast this week and I wanted to reflect on it a little bit with you guys. Just give me a second. I wanted to reflect on it a little bit because it was very important. We got a lot of feedback around it hitting a nerve with a few people. And I want to talk through a couple of the topics that were brought up. And it's a little bit around what's your responsibility as a leader and what's your responsibility for your health and fitness. And not just physical health, but mental health. Because if I'm reflecting over the last 20 years of building businesses, growing businesses, being involved with different people in businesses, it's one of the things that I don't think I particularly got the balance right. So for me, it was, I'm just growing a business and everything else can essentially be a sacrifice to that. And that's exhausting. And when you start getting a little bit more success and you're starting to feel like you're starting to understand the game and building things and you're consistently getting results, you start to look back at, then why did I play that game back there? And I think for you, if you're sitting there and you're feeling like you haven't got the balance right, start with being a little bit selfish. And I don't think a lot of people talk about this, but I think you have an obligation to be selfish as a person. When you're growing a company, your job that you've taken on is to become a leader of that company. It's to become a leader of other people, and it's all of your staff, all of your suppliers, your family, whatever it is, they're putting a reliance on you to do what you say you're going to do, which means that I believe I can get a result. And in order to get that result, you're only going to be able to do it at your best. And that means being able to take some time to be healthy, to be mentally fit, and to be able to have the right energy to do what's required to actually build a company of substance. And sometimes building a company, as you know, there are times when we have sleepless nights. There are times when we have to change our focus so many times through the day that it's mentally exhausting. There are times when you're just at the end of your total energy and then something massive comes up that you have to deal with. And this happens regardless of whether you're a small business or you're growing into a big business. The problems change, but your ability has to, thank you for the support, your ability to be able to adapt as a leader is really important. So for me personally, understanding how my body physically works in terms of what does it need to be in the shape it needs to be in order to give me what I need to perform at my best. So how much sleep do I actually need? What sort of foods serve me best? What are the days where I don't want the foods that serve me best, and how does that react with my body? But you get to a point where you sort of work out, this is what I'm going to be and this is what I need. And if you can consistently deliver that for yourself, you're going to find your performance levels lift just dramatically because there's a consistency around how you feel and you're essentially conditioning yourself to feel good and perform well. But when you have such inconsistency and you don't understand it, or you don't have a mechanism to let stress out, you don't have a mechanism to do a workout where you can sweat stress out, or you don't have a mechanism to catch up on sleep, or you don't have a mechanism to create more energy so you need less sleep, it becomes very, very difficult over the long term. So if you feel like you're a leader that is struggling with that balance, if you feel like you're getting home from work and you just want to go to sleep or eat poor food, you need to work out what's out of whack, because it's our obligation. And the selfishness is knowing that even though I take so much time to build my company, I still need to take the same amount of time to care for myself. It doesn't matter whether you've got a six-pack or you're holding weight. It's more around how you feel and is that what you need to be to perform best. If you know you're not getting the most out of your body and mind as a leader of a company, that's part of the adjustments you have to make. It's as important as a new strategy for the company. It needs to be a new personal strategy for you. But I think if you reflect on it a bit, you put yourself under pressure, as in, what do I need to do to be the person I know I am? And what behaviors need to change You can do it in a systematic way. You can do it in a gentle way. You don't have to smash yourself to get there, but you need to make some fundamental changes, because without the body and mind working in unison, it's going to be really difficult at some stage to build the company you want. And the worst thing is, if you ignore it, you might build the company you want and then find yourself many years later with health problems, and you don't actually get to enjoy the fruits of a lifetime's hard work. So I encourage you really to just have a think about it, work out some small changes that can happen, but give yourself that little bit of selfishness, look after yourself both mentally and physically, and you'll find that your company is a hell of a lot easier to build. I'm sure he agrees. Have a good weekend.